Hello, friends. It's light in here. It's not a lot of light. That's okay. Hi, friends. Come on in. It's good to see you guys. Happy Monday. It is a great day to live into the work of anti-racism. I am Maisha T. Hill. I am the guide here at Check Your Privilege. It's good to see ya. Nice to see you guys. Hey, Isabel. Hey, Bill. Keep on coming in. Nice to see you guys. We're going to get started today. Always doing this Monday morning check-in. Wednesday we'll have a friend with us, and on Friday we'll do our Q&A. Hey, Erica. It's so good to see you. I'll see you tomorrow night, I hope. All right. So pull up a chair because this is going to be good and juicy. If you hear background, it's Zoom school happening in the background. We're all adjusting to Zoom school, and we do the best we can with what we have. Block that person. Here we go. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with me on this lunch break live. I am Maisha T. Hill. I am a settler on Paiute land, P-A-I-U-T-E, in Nevada. And then tomorrow I will be a settler in my hometown on Ohlone land, praying for our family back in Oakland in the Bay Area. Praying for you guys that we're dealing with these fires here on the West Coast. If you're new here, go ahead and put the land that you've settled on. If you're not sure, you can Google where you have settled on the land, because land reverence is a practice not to tokenize. Thank you, Isabel, multitasking in Pawtucket land in Massachusetts, Kickapoo land. Good to see this. Not to tokenize the practice, but to practice to give reverence, to tell the truth, because we know that colonization and decolonization are an ongoing process. In the comments, we're also going to ask you to be patient, because patience is a virtue in this work. That's how we live into the work of anti-racism. Hey, brothers, good to see you. We don't rush through anything. We go slow and steady, because that wins the race. So there is no agenda. We'll just keep moving. I don't know if Bill Nye is here, but if that's really you, Bill Nye the Science Guy, I've been watching you since 5th grade. All right, so let's go through our housekeeping notes. Thank you for posting the land that you've settled on. If you don't know the land, you can go ahead and put where you're watching us from today. We always love to see that. Again, you're going to hear a little bit of COVID schooling happening in the background, but that's the reality of life. Remembering that we are dealing with a couple pandemics, racism, COVID-19, and mental illness, mental discomfort, as I like to say. Yes, marathon over the race. So remember that if you're here and you're watching and you're living into your journey, just remember that, we're dealing with a lot right now, and so we have to be patient. Oh, hey, Bill. That's funny. You guys, if we are here and we're in the comments, the things that we do here is that we block, bless, and report. We don't give our energy away, because you know what? You have to keep in what is reserved for yourself. And so you have to know that energy is motion, and what you give out is what you get back in. So be sure that you report the comments and ignore them, because everybody is allowed to have a difference of opinion. We don't center whiteness here. And so that might be new for those of you who are here. You can Google that term as well. Remember that this is not our platform, so you can always join the mailing list by clicking the link in bio. You'll get our Tuesday check-in, which goes out tomorrow mid-afternoon, early evening. Usually it gives tips and tricks on how to continue to live into your anti-racism journey. And the last thing I want to say is that I cannot promise you won't be shamed here, because I am myself. But on this platform, we work hard to do what Bell Hooks reminds us not to do, which is no shame, because shaming, as she says, is one of the deepest tools of imperialist, white supremacist, capitalist patriarchy, because shame produces trauma, and trauma often produces paralysis. So as you are living into your journey, as you are living into your work, just remember that do your best not to shame yourself, which it's not easy to not do that, but to shame others for being a part of this process. Keep the eye on your own paper. Got it? You're going to keep your eyes on your own paper. What I want to kind of brag about is, if you have not been following us since the summer, if you're new here, my friend and I, Constanza Eliana, are getting ready to launch our Check Your Privilege, Create Equity in October. It's our 4-week course. For those of you who are ready to really go a little bit deeper into the work, that link is in the bio. So we'd love for you to hang out with us on Friday afternoons as we get into the conversation of checking our privilege but creating a more equitable world. We're really excited to do this with you guys again. But I really wanted to check in because usually on Mondays in our Co-Conspirators Lounge, we usually share our privilege prompt. So how are we keeping our eyes on our paper, and what are we doing to make sure that we're actually navigating and witnessing our privilege and keeping it in check? So I would love to know in the comments what you guys are doing to live into your work. And then I'm just here to give that gentle reminder, you guys. It is a really rough time. Where I am right now, there was a rally here for someone's president. This person is hilarious. And so we just have to remember that we're navigating, it's election season, it's COVID-19, we're being promised a vaccine, everyone is looking for something, everyone is looking for a number, for normal. And we all know that normal does not exist. You can click the link in the bio. I know. You building blocks parenting, you know where I'm laughing. Everyone is looking for something. Everyone is looking for a balm. Everyone is looking to be calm. And it's really just having faith in this journey as we are all working to really live into this work. You guys are always welcome to report comments if they are uncomfortable. But you guys have to also understand that those of us who do this work, who teach this work, that are black, brown, or indigenous, we're tired, but we still show up. And we show up because we believe in systemic change. We believe in equity. We believe in making sure that everyone knows that Black lives matter. But y'all, we are always asking for grace in the journey because you ask for the same. So we give the same grace that you ask for. And so do the same for us. You got to keep marching even when it's hard. Don't ghost. You can rest, but don't ghost the process. So the question was, what are you doing to live into your work this week? And Braden says that they're having conversations with friends, trying to be the one to receive their guilt rather than put it on people of color. That's a good one. You're welcome, Pearl. It's good to be here. Trying to be the one to receive their guilt rather than put it on people of color. Absolutely. We are tired. And if it's not a person of color who is actually choosing to lead the conversations on race, you should not be putting the burden in them. So you shouldn't be, like, let's say you just read the book, How to Be Less Stupid About Race, and you have a black friend. It's like, don't go to your black friend and say, hey, I just read this good book. Have you read it? Tell me more. How can I help you on your journey? We're not a monolith. So make sure that you're checking in with your friend first. And one of the things that you can always say is, hey, I want to talk to you about something on my journey, but do you have the space to receive what I have to say? Right? Because then you're asking for permission to share where you are on your journey rather than assuming, right? And going in and taking up space and dominating the space to make it about you. Okay? So, going to give me 1 second, guys. Okay. So, absolutely, making sure that that's a really good question. You can actually ask anybody that you want to go into a deeper conversation with, but specifically your friends, is do you have the space to receive? Do you have the space to have this conversation with me? And then tell them what it's about and then go deeper from there. But always make sure to respect someone's no boundaries. Mama, you are attending, listening, and being present. Attending, listening, and being present. That is very interesting. Being present, what does that mean? Tell us more. You're reading James Baldwin. Which James Baldwin book are you reading? Would love to know more. I know. Bill is out of here. Melissa, I'm so glad you're reading How to Be Less Stupid About Race. I would love to know any aha moments or insights that you've had in the book that you're reading so far. It's a really good book. I see the exclamation points. You're participating in Bridges to Reconciliation forums through work to be more active in listening and learning. That's really good, Katie. Awesome. You're reading your pastor's recommended weak sauce, anti-racism materials to show respect, but sharing the stuff centering and written by Black, Brown, Indigenous, API, POC voices with him. I love that. Thank you. That's awesome. One of the ways of my small privilege prompt is to recognize that BIPOC actress playing roles that have been traditionally played by white women. So MJ and Spider-Man, Ariel and the Little Mermaid, etc. So you're like normalizing seeing black characters in a positive light, normalizing seeing black characters in leading role, normalizing what black brilliance really is and the joy that comes with that. I love that, Isabel. Gayla, reading the prison letters of George Jackson and the new Jim Crow and finding and donating to local organizations on jail to support. I like that. That's dope. You know what? Another organization you should probably look up. Well, they're based in the Bay Area, and I just lost that in the back of my head. But they help formerly incarcerated men get out of prison and get the support services that they need to get back on their feet and not end up back in the system. And it's called California Reentry Institute. We partnered with them over the summer and raised, I think collectively we raised $1,000 for their organization, which really goes a long way. So you should California Reentry Institute, a really great organization to support formerly incarcerated persons to come back and re-enter into regular life. Absolutely, Isabel. You're reading Sister Outsider by Audre Lorde. That's my book. That's my other auntie. People here in Seattle are holding educational events and building black wealth markets. Are you serious? I'm going to have to Google that myself. That's my own homework. A black wealth market and educational events. That's awesome. Being present meaning that I'm not going on autopilot or listening to respond, but I'm listening to understand and learn. Thank you, Mama. What's up? Go Tell It on the Mountain by James Baldwin. That's a really good book. I hope you guys are getting these books in the comments because you're not. I'm not giving y'all a list. I love you, though. Thank you guys for this. Yep, it was in the lounge listening to the Code Switch podcast. It's one of my favorite podcasts by NPR. Y'all should take a listen to that. Jan is making sure to amplify voices and checking herself about the authors and voices I bring into my classroom. That's great. You know, one of the things we're getting ready to start going back to doing is on Fridays we post black folks in history, and then we focus young children in history. So it will be a great resource for you to start seeing again, like the different, what we didn't see. So if you've been following us since Black History Month, you know we did the Women of Black History, and there were so many women that folks found that they didn't know contributed to so much in American history. And so, yeah, be on the lookout for that, Jim, but I like that. Thank you. Being more honest with yourself about how often the movies or shows I watch have white characters, and instead I'm trying to make sure what I watch is more blended and here toward elevating people of color. That's something that we could actually have a real conversation about, and I was actually just having a conversation with my partner about, we were watching these commercials, and I started to notice that the commercials, when it came to relaxation and comfort, the only people who were like having vacations and relaxing and being comfortable, they were just white folks. And I was just like, like if you start watching commercials and start noticing, right, the practice of watching who's in the commercials and what that means, like, oh, you're relaxing, oh, you're getting a hot stone massage, as if black folks don't find luxury and joy in that. And really ask myself, well, what do I see on TV when I see black and brown folks on TV? Criminals, sex, drugs, school to prison pipeline, right? And so, yeah, I really like that you are really looking, when you're looking at the shows, I'm just recommending that you really look at the messaging. What is the show promoting? How is it centering the positivity of the black experience and not just the negative? Because, again, it does it to the Latinx community as well. Gangsters, the fiery Latina in the workplace, right? So make sure if you're watching something to elevate black and brown voices, make sure that you're also noticing the trends in that, and if it's really doing the positivity and joy or just the negative connotations that already exist in society. Brandon, you are investing in art from a local black painter, so you're being mindful. Yes, you're being mindful of where you spend your money. Buying black, absolutely. Dear White People on Netflix was great. Incorporating native language in everyday conversations and tag teaming to our white parents on generational divides of unlearning. That's very interesting. You're welcome. And not just observating about commercials, but also just once you begin the awakening has happened, you start to see things everywhere, and you're just like, I didn't see this before. This is very interesting. Not enough black men showing love and affection. Absolutely, you see that in the media. You're saying that you're noticing too that often the POC are always workers in lower jobs and crazy things like that. It's crazy. Like, even after a while, you'll start to go back and watch movies like The Blind Side, and you'll start to go watch The Green Mile or The Green Book, and you'll be like, it got an Academy Award because of what? Right? The storyline is like always the white savior trope, you know, goes and rescues the black child, or, you know, Driving Miss Daisy. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Like, you miss it the first time, but once you're awakened, you can't stop unseeing it. Exactly. A couple more for today. Let's see. Go back up to the top, and this is it. Police in movies and TV are always shown as heroic. Right, Nicole. Like, real talk. So if the police are always shown as heroic, right? And in real life, in real time, we're fighting for, you know, like, defunding the police. Like, of course, it's a whole thing. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna call it the Matrix. It's a whole thing. All right, who is my favorite womanist? It's like a top 10, like Alice Walker, Toni Morrison, Audre Lorde, Bell Hooks, Patricia Hill Collins. That's all I'm gonna say. For those are my favorite feminists or womanists. You've been taking more notes on where you see white saviorism in the media, in your community, and in yourself. I've been trying to follow more wealthy black YouTubers and Instagram influencers so I can normalize black wealth. Cool. The word officer comes from the word overseer. It is a racist institution. PNW Hart, you've been doing your work, friend. I see it. It's almost as like you niche down. Like, you have a specific focus and you can share content from that specific area. Nope. All right, one more. I really enjoy just hearing the ways in which you guys are living out into your work this week and what you plan to do as you continue forward. The only thing that I have to say as I conclude this Monday is just really keeping your eyes on your own paper. That's the one that resonated with us in the lounge last week as we talk about nonviolent communication. That's the one that resonated on the lives last week as well. It's just focus this way. Keep your eyes on the journey, and even when you're tired, give yourself grace to rest, but don't stop. Yes, usually every Monday in the lounge, it's a different approach. So if you're not in the Co-Conspirators Lounge, everybody keeps asking me about the lounge. The lounge is Patreon. So you know how a lot of your faves have a Patreon account and they go and you get these perks. The lounge is a space where you come hang out with me twice a month, actually. You get a live masterclass, you get a Q&A call, you can get assigned and described to with a pod, and we go deep together every week. And so thank you for bringing your friends here. Every Monday, we try to come on Mondays. We do a check-in intention setting for the week. On Wednesdays, you'll see what'll happen. We'll have some guests this Wednesdays. And then on Fridays, it's asking anything like Q&A session. So yeah, come hang out 3 times a week. Thank y'all for being here and hanging out with me live. I'm going to go. Again, the only update I have is if you want to hang out with me and Constanza Eliana for Check Your Privilege, Create Equity. It is a 4-week, once a week, 2-hour workshop that we hang out with y'all and really go deep, and we breathe and we lean into the work. So I'm glad. I hope you're enjoying the lounge. It's a really cool space. I have to brag about it myself. It's a really cool space. And so, yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for sharing resources. And until on Wednesday, you guys keep living to your work, and I'll see you live on Wednesday. Peace.